Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's so good to see you again. As we are all well aware of, it is the beginning of the year 2017 and everybody's kind of making new goals and plans and resolutions for themselves, things that they really want to accomplish in 2017 and things that they really want to be better at in general. And I've made a few of those myself. I'm sure you have as well. But we're all aware of the fact that it does tend to decline as the year goes on. Some people are really good at keeping their resolutions. I am not one of those people. I am, not very good at keeping up with the things that I had resolved to do. But I have found a few things that have really helped me in keeping my resolutions and actually doing the things that I want to do, especially those things which I've decided to do on a daily basis, which are usually the things I struggle with the most to keep up with, but the things that are really the most important to me. So I want to share with you 3 different ways that will help you keep your resolutions. And these are 3 different things that have really helped me in the past and I'm hoping will continue to help me in the year 2017. So number 1 is accountability. And I'm sure you've heard this all over the place, but there's really more to it than just being like, oh, I need accountability. You have to actually go out and find people who are going to keep you accountable. So the best way to do this is to really just pick some of your friends or maybe some of your family. Sometimes like a mom is a really great person to pick for this, but just to talk to them and tell them, these are things that I want to do in 2017. These are things that I want to do every day. And those resolutions I really want to keep, and I would like you to help keep me accountable. So don't just tell people about the resolutions, but ask them to keep you accountable. So maybe you want them to contact you every day and ask, hey, did you do blah, 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 this thing that you were gonna do? Did you work out this morning? Did you pray this morning? Whatever it may be, whatever your resolutions are that you want, did you do the dishes today? You know, whatever it may be, if they're contacting you and they're asking you about that, that can be a really big motivator because you have somebody else that you don't want to disappoint. So it's not just about making sure you're doing it for yourself, but now it's like you're doing it for someone else as well. You have that accountability, not wanting to disappoint them, and also just not wanting to be embarrassed and have to tell somebody that you didn't do what you said you were going to do. So that is a big one that's really helped me, is to have somebody to keep you accountable and to ask you, whether they ask you every day or they just ask you randomly and you know that they might ask you today. That can be a huge benefit and help you keep your resolutions. Another great tip for keeping resolutions is to write it down. So have a list, have something that you can check off, having something where you can keep track of how much you do what you say you're gonna do. That can be really encouraging. Not only is it fun to just check the box and say like, I did this today. That's really fun and motivating, but it's also really cool when you can look back and say, hey, I've got a 10-day streak here. I actually like to use my Erin Condren planner for this, and I like to use the little habit stickers, they're called. So they have a little box for each day of the week, and then you just write in whatever that habit is that you're trying to form, and then I check off every day. Okay, yes, I checked and replied to all my emails today, so I can check that box off. And that is really fun and really encouraging to see how many days in a row you can get, and really just tracking that so you can see your progress. That can be a really fun way to encourage yourself and really get yourself motivated to continue and do your daily resolutions. The third tip for helping you keep your resolutions would be reminders. So now these are just things that you would put up for yourself that are just reminders so that you don't forget, because honestly, a lot of the times the reason we don't do our resolutions is we honestly just forget. like, oh, I just totally forgot to do that today. So a way to avoid that is really just to set reminders for yourself. So sometimes it's fun to leave notes for yourself if you want to put a couple sticky notes in places you know you see usually. Sometimes I will put a sticky note up in the corner of my laptop. That gets really annoying when you're like trying to deal with tabs and stuff and you're like, oh, the sticky note's in the way. So it's a really good reminder that way. It's always there for you to see and you won't be able to forget about it. Another thing that's really good is to set reminders on your phone as well. So you're just browsing your social media that you probably shouldn't really necessarily be doing for an hour, and then it pops up and it's like, oh, you need to do the dishes. And I'm like, oh, I sure do. So those are really great. You can do that by either setting reminders actually in the reminder app on your phone, or what I like to do is just put reminders onto my actual calendar and then have that notify me on my phone. So when I'm on my phone, that's popping up as a notification and I'm like, oh yeah, I do need to do that. So those are 3 different ways to help you keep your resolutions. Number 1, get some accountability. Don't just tell people about your resolutions, but ask those people to help keep you accountable throughout the year. Number 2, write it down and keep track. So that's a great way to motivate yourself. And then number 3 is to set reminders. Leave reminders around the house, put reminders on your phone, wherever you know you're gonna see those reminders, and then you know you will never forget your resolutions. So those are my 3 tips. I hope you enjoyed this and I hope that you found those helpful, and I hope I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.